I'd like to start off by thanking Phil Grice for allowing me in the group You Grew Up Around Greenfield, Mass, if you remember, on Facebook. I feel like I should do a short video to explain exactly how I came about the negatives that I'm showing some pictures of. So me and my buddy started a project called Slide Hunters, and it's just a YouTube thing. And basically we get together, we have a few drinks, and view slides, like photo slides live. We've been buying slides from all over the country. My girlfriend Amanda has been buying them by the hundreds. We call her our Rag and Bones man. In the old days, Rag and Bones man used to get a bunch of stuff. But I came across these negatives, and it was the last store that we drove by. We went up Route 4 in Northwood, New Hampshire, and drove by it, and I said, if I don't go back there, there's going to be something in there that it's going to be a mistake. So we turned around, went back in this store. The guy said he didn't have any slides, but he had some negatives. So we looked at the negatives, and there was boxes and boxes of these old negatives, and he was only asking $35 for them. So I said, okay, we'll take them. And got home. Once I started looking through them, these pictures were amazing. I mean, just crazy what was in them. And I knew about whereabouts because some of the boxes were labeled Greenfield, and I assumed it was Greenfield, New Hampshire, or somewhere else. But as we started looking into it, actually I should have just looked at what came with it was a 1938 booklet for the graduating class of Greenfield, Mass. I should have just looked at that. It was kind of a stupid move, but for a while we thought it was Greenfield, New Hampshire, or Maine. So in that booklet was the graduation, the list of all the students and everything else. There was no pictures or anything like that. So the more and more we started looking at them, I said, oh my God, we gotta get these somewhere, and that way the town and the family, which is very important, can know who took these pictures and have them archived, because the archive part of it is everything. If the town or family doesn't have the photos, I eventually want them to get to them. So that being said, I contacted a number of people, a couple people via Facebook Messenger, stuff like that. Nobody got back with me. I don't know if they were nervous about accepting somebody that, who knows? I mean, you get a picture of me, I mean, I get it. So nobody responded to me. So I started looking on Facebook in this group, You Grew Up Around Greenfield, Mass, if you remember, and Phil Grice let me in, and I just started posting pictures, and I wanted to cause a buzz, that way more people could know about it, so we could get, this mystery kind of solved real quick. So, I ended up contacting Peter Miller, because I had called the town, and they gave me his number and told them, I had bought a book on Greenfield a couple weeks back and was looking at it, and he goes, oh, I wrote that book. And I said, great. I said, I guess I'm talking to the right person. So I started sending him a couple pictures, but in the meantime, the people on this page were just, going nuts, figuring stuff out. There's a fellow by the name of Wayne G. Perkins who just posted some articles last night that really, really cool stuff. Also, I want to thank Jeffrey Hampton, because he has been digging stuff up on some of the pictures and actually found the burial site of who we think took the pictures. So all I knew and had to go on was that this person graduated from 1938 from Greenfield High School, attended Colgate University in 1939, because there's a bunch of Colgate University pictures that are beautiful in there, and ended up in the service. So he found an obituary of a man named Charles Ireland. I forget his middle name right now. I always forget his middle name, and then people just started rolling with it. Now, the one thing that I was concerned about is that, did anybody else go into Colgate University from that 1938 class? Because afterwards, a bunch of people went into the service, so it could be anybody. But Wayne G. Perkins found an article where this individual showed postcards to the junior high class sometime. I'm not sure if it was 38, maybe 36, 1936. And so that shows that he had an interest in pictures and photography. So that's key. Before I, say that it's this individual, Charles Ireland, I really, want to make sure that it is before we go too far with it in naming him the photographer, because, eventually I'd like this individual to get some recognition for these photos, because they're amazing and there's just so many of them. There's about 400 negatives, is a rough estimate, in this batch. And, so it's a great mystery, and I can't wait, to figure out for sure if it was Charles Ireland that took these pictures, or whoever it was. The archive part of the whole thing is the best part of this whole thing, the history, and so that the town and the family can have these pictures, for their descendants and descendants of Greenfield, Mass. I live up in Berwick, Maine, and work around the Portsmouth, New Hampshire area, and from the Portsmouth, New Hampshire area. And it's pretty interesting because this character, Ireland, Mr. Ireland, passed in Rye, New Hampshire, which is a town over. So it's pretty, in 2012. But I wanted to explain exactly what the photos were and everything, and I really appreciate everybody's help in trying to figure out, as far as where the photos are and stuff like that. I got no idea, because I'm up in Maine, in New Hampshire, so that, as far as the locations and stuff, you guys can work that out. It'd be great. But eventually I'm going to be coming to Greenfield with the negatives and meet with Peter Miller and hopefully Jeffrey Hampton, because he was definitely, he has been a real help. I can't wait to meet that guy. And but I just want to say thank you for letting me in and listening. Have a good day.